Okay, so I want to show you how this Rampatch works. It's an emergency patch for inflatables. So it's not meant to be a permanent fix, but what it does is when you're in an emergency, you can patch a fairly big hole up to 40 millimeters big with this, and you can stay afloat, pump up your boat again, and get back to land. So I wasn't really prepared to make a hole in my rubber duck for this, but I have this kind of inflatable pillow, which is the thinner material, so it should actually, if it works on this, it'll work on a rubber duck. So yeah, let's give it a bash. So I'm going to use this knife, just poke a hole in here. It's going to be a little bit harder since I've only got one hand to do this. So yeah. Alright, so the first thing you do is this bottom bit. This bit gets folded and then pushed through the hole. So what you need to do is make the hole a little bit bigger, to about 40 millimeters. There is a tool here that they give you for that, but I'm just going to use my knife for it. So I've made a hole that's roughly about 4 centimeters wide, and so what happens is now this gets folded, the bottom half, like that, into a semicircle and pushed through the hole. I only have one hand, which is going to be a bit tricky to do that, so I'm just going to do that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. What I found earlier was that because there's a little lip that gets kicked up here because of this shaft in the middle of the hole, a slight slow air leak develops in the middle of the patch, which is not really an issue. You'll still get to land with kind of fairly solid pontoons, but I want there to be absolutely no air leaks whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut around the shaft just a little bit and make a semicircle in the material. There you see I've cut it so that there's no lip. Okay, let's see how it works now. Okay, so that's the bottom half of the patch through the hole. So it's roughly sort of in the middle of where the hole is. Now I'm going to put the top on. Okay, and just lightly put the nut on top of that. Okay, now the important action is this thing, because what this does is this little lever turns a pin underneath here, which goes up on a wedge and kind of tightens the two halves together. So that needs to go clack. Okay, so that's turned about 90 degrees until it clicks. Then you can undo the handle. And then just tighten this nut. And then it should be sealed. Let's try pump it up. Okay, so there's it all pumped up. It's I've pumped it up sort of as hard as I can physically get it, and it seems to be sealing quite well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some or pour some sunlight liquid and water over it, and then put some pressure on it and see if there's any air leaks. So what this will do is, if there's any air leaks, it will immediately start to produce bubbles. But that looks like an absolutely perfect seal. No air coming out at all. Even after quite a bit of pressure and pushing and that sort of stuff, it maintains a really, really good seal. So yeah, that's the Rampatch. And if you put a spear into your pontoon or fishing knife or something like that, this will get you back to land safely and dry. Thanks.